Welcome to Tech Assembler, and in this tutorial we will be discussing about Ion Alert. So what is Ion Alert, and we will going in depth, so stay tuned. And without wasting time, so let's begin. We have alert page, and this I have generated with the CLI, that is Ionic generate page, and the page name, that is alert. And in browser it looks like this. So to present alert, we need one element, that is Ion button. So whenever I click this button, so the alert will be prompted. This is alert. Okay, so present alert, I will use this as the text over the present button. Okay, and let's see how it looks. Okay, so I will remove these following things like expand and fill and many more, so it looks perfect. So whenever I click, so it should prompt me the alert. So whenever I click, so this is ctx.alert is not a function. So to import alert, so in our ts file we have to import one module, that is private we use, and we use alert controller for this. And here we import is alert controller over here. So this alert controller is present in this @ionic / angular. Okay, so the next thing what we gonna do is we just copy this alert function over here and paste it in our ts file. Okay, so now the next thing is that with this dot alert controller will create our first alert. So here it is prompting us three function, that is create, dismiss and get top. So we'll cover these things later on. So first we'll deal with create. So to create alert we use this. So basically it's a function and which accept this. Here you can see that alert options. So we need to pass here alert options. So to pass this alert option we need to give it in a object. Okay, so here what object we need to give, so we don't know anything. So for this we just press the control, or if you are using the Mac, so command, and click on this alert controller. So it will just take you over here constructor and then click this module. Okay, this alert controller, so here it will take you. Now then alert option. So these are the things that what alert options are using, or you can say the dot create method is using, that we will be passing these things. So I have told you before also that whenever question mark is present uh, after this header or anything, so that thing is optional. You may pass or you may not pass. So over here, so basically it is a promise. Alert dot create method is a promise. So how is a promise? So let me explain you. So whenever you click on this alert controller and you just go to this overlay base controller, so here you can see that this create, dismiss and get top, these are the three methods that we are being seeing when we are creating the alert controller. So it is a promise. So what a promise, whenever we use a promise, so we can use with promise, that is await function. Okay, await over here. So whenever we use await, so we need to use async with that. So we can make this function async. Okay, because it has been called after whenever we click on a button. And we use here a const, that is alert is a variable of constant, of type constant, and here it is created. Okay, so this is our blank alert controller. So whenever I just go and click on this alert, so hope nothing is done. Okay, because we haven't presented it. So here we have encountered three function, that is create and all. So here we need to write the present to present the alert. Okay, so here one more thing, that this present is used with await function. Okay, await word. So whenever we click on this present alert, so it pops us with nothing because we haven't given this alert with anything. So this is our blank alert. Okay, to populate it with like a header or something, we have seen that alert interface has these things, that is header or the message or what you want. So let's do it one by one. Okay, so first we use header. Okay, so in header, this is what we are using. So it is of type string. You can see over here it is of type string. And what are the others object we are using and what are their types? Okay, so header, alert header, and just give a comma, and then we have subheader, and we use subheader. Okay, and then we can use the message. We have these three things where we can attract the user attention. Message. Okay, so let's see how our alert looks. So this is our alert. Okay, so but we don't have any button in our alert, so we can have this backdrop option is true by default. Okay, so to make it false, that we don't want to use this backdrop, so here we have something that is backdrop. Okay, so whenever we use it, like here is false because it is of type boolean, so we need to specify only true and false. Okay, so this whenever we click on this at outside of this alert box, so it will not go away. Okay, so this is the default functionality. By default it is true, so you can make it false or you make the user to click on a button. That's what you create. So here we have one more thing, that button. It is buttons and it is of type array. So how do I identify that it is of type array? Because I know, so this is a type of string, uh, and this is an array which accept the string. Okay, so if I just put okay, so it will give me error because it is a string is not assignable to type string and it is of array, so means array of string. So if I type okay, so let's see what it does. Okay, it will present me with the OK button. So I just as a normal button. You can have multiple button like OK or cancel. Okay, I think I have just misspelled the word cancel. And here we have. So whenever we click any button, it just goes away. But we are not catching these events like OK or cancel. So here to catch these events, we can pass any number of buttons over here. So it is not limited that you can use this number of buttons only. So this is, and but we are not catching any events. So to make use of these events like OK, cancel, or go to dashboard or dash, so again we go to this alert interface, and here we have button, and you can pass the array of strings or you can have the alert buttons. So what are these buttons? So if you just go down or just control and click over here, so it will just drag you to the bottom of this. So these alert buttons have these functionality. So what I do, I just copy these things. Okay, I am a little lazy of writing, so I just copy these things and just make it. Okay, and just paste this. So this is one object and I just remove these few things like this and this. Okay, so I just here console.log value or you can say that okay, okay clicked. Okay, so this is how you can do, and just need to remove one more thing, that why it is showing the error. Okay, so I have to close one more bracket because this one bracket is for handler and the other for is okay. So if I go and see what my alert prompt, so this is okay, and we get the OKs click. So this is how we get the messages. Okay, and these are optional, means where we have question mark. So these are the things optional, only the text part is compulsory because we are using the object of buttons. So if I just make it more buttons, like I just need to copy and paste these things. Okay, then we can have okay cancel and just go to. So if I just use this go to over here, like go to is clicked and this cancel is clicked, if I just paste it over here like cancel and okay, all these things, so what will it do? So let's see. So if I just press cancel, the cancel has been clicked and go to is clicked, then OK is clicked. Okay, so these are the things that you can have multiple buttons in this way. So beside buttons, so what can you have other option in buttons? So I just commented out these things. So instead of buttons, so you can have many things. Okay, so for using different things like when we are using checkbox or something like radio button or other form input things. So here we have another thing, that is input. Okay, so like alert buttons, the same thing is with the this alert input. So what are the interfaces alert input is providing? So here are the things what the alert should be of type. So this alert should have type, name, placeholder, or anything that you want to give. So like alert field can have date, email, number, password, search, or anything. So let's make a form with this. Okay, so I just uncomment these changes and just remove this last one, go to button. Okay, and we'll use the input, and it is of type the same way like array, but we need to specify that what type we are using for, like first normal text. So for that we use one object, and I just make it clear so that you can easily read that. So we need to specify over here name, so let's say um, username. Okay, and the other thing is that is of type, in what type you are using, so it's of type normal text. Okay, and we have a placeholder. As you can see over here, go and see what are the things that you can use, label, placeholders, and other things. So I use the placeholder and username, so I just make it username. And the other thing that you can use over here, so I just copy and paste it. So I use password, and it is of type password, and let's make it the same over here. So password. Now let's see how it looks in our present alert model. So this is the way you can use it, like this is the Google which are using, so we can just use anything over here, like my name, my tech, sorry, assembler, and the other thing is what we write with password, same thing, ABC, but you cannot see, and on click, so we can get these things on a click. So these are the things that you can use. Okay, so other than that, like for example, you want to use the checkbox or something or date. So I have pre-made this template like the input template, so I will just copy and paste that. Okay, so here I've just pasted these input things, like I have just made one form over here. Like you can see, the name is of username and it is of type text, so you can have the type anything like you. Whenever I hover, so you can see the name, text, date, email, password, URL, radio button, anything that you can have. So here we have is a type password, and the next thing is that which I want is of type like text area. So I want to write something in my alert. So, and this is the URL. So whenever you pass this URL, whenever you click on it, so it will go to that google.com, and then you can select a date in that also, like a fixed date with the minimum and maximum value of that date over here, like this. So you can select between these two only, and here you can have the custom date or type date, so you can select any date over here. And the other thing is that the number range, so you can type can be number, and you can pass the minimum range and the maximum range, that between 5, -5 and 10. And the other thing is that you can have any numbers over here. And the advanced feature that what we are using of type input is this attributes. So what these attributes, and it is of type, like here you can see. So let me just expand this. So it is using this. So what it is using, just I am will tell you the name, type, password, placeholder, and you can just give special CSS to this special, or you can say the any CSS class to this. So you can apply this to global.scss, and you can style this only respective this password area. And you can just give attribute like maximum length 4, and input mode is of decimal, and you can have this button. Okay, so these are the same things, and now let's run and see what it is actually. So I just changed the device from Android to alert. So these are the things that we are dealing with. So I just type anything of tech assembler as a username, and password can be ABCDEFGHI, and this is the text area that I love tech assembler. Okay, find some spelling mistakes over here. So this is the tech assembler. Okay, so this is the URL, you can type anything over here, and this is the date, so you can just select these date between these only. So I just type over here, and this is the custom date, that today's date or any date you can select over here. And this is again of type, I don't know which type it is. Okay, it is the number, so I just only type the number, not the alphabets over here. I can type the alphabets, no, no alphabets, so I can just type only the number, and here also the number. And this is the advanced feature that I can type anything, but it can be of total length of 4. Okay, so whenever I just click, so what, okay is clicked, but I didn't get anything over here. Okay, to get that data, what we have, we need to just use this value to handle, and like this, whenever we click this OK button, so we'll get this all form data in our alert to this button on OK click. So I just again fill this condition to uh, like anything over the data over here. Okay, I just type anything. Maybe I can select any date over here. So let's this a number, and it is of type password. So whenever I just click, so I will get this an object of the value what I have selected. So these are the value which I have selected, and this is the way that you can make form using alert also. So and the other thing that what you can do, you can use the checkbox also over here, or the radio button. So I just quickly go through that also, because many of our learners especially want that, how can we do. So I use over here. So to use like radio button, the same thing, we need inputs. Okay, and it's of type array, and again we have one object over here. So these objects have the name, that is, you can say anything, radio button 1. Okay, and the other thing is that is of type, you can say the radio. Okay, it's of type radio, and the other thing is that we want to label it. Label, you can say the radio, because the radio button doesn't have the text, so we can give it a value. These all attributes that we are giving on our radio button, and we are giving here also value 1, and make it default true. Checked is true. Okay, so I think this is the first button, and the same we can replicate it for 2 times, 1 and 2. That's it. So I just make it false, and this also false. Plus I just change the naming here, okay, to 2, and this naming to 3, and just give one comma over here. So that's it. Now let's see how it looks. And whenever I just prompt it and okay, so this value 2 is clicked. So this is how you can get the same value and this over here. And the same thing that you can also do with the checkbox. So I just place over here, so just change this radio with the checkbox. Okay, so I just need to type over here checkbox. Okay, so now, okay, I just replicate these things a few more times, and instead of 1 I just type 2 and make it false. By default I don't want it to be selected, so that's why false. And this other thing is like 3, so I want this checkbox to be true, so I will just leave it as it is. And now let's see. So these two checkboxes are true, so whenever I just click, so I will get the checked value only. So value 1 and value 3 are checked. So this is all about you can say the iron alert. So this is, I will be going to post this to my GitHub repository. If you want the code, so you can take it from there also. So thanks. Thank you for watching the video. Please hit the subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon for more updates.